This is the first time I've done this on Facebook as well as YouTube. Done a lot of these on YouTube, so if you're Good morning, Turkey Junker. How are you? I am, this is take 2 of my video this morning. I am streaming this time both on live on YouTube and on Facebook. So giving this a shot, see how this works out. I'm doing that a 24-hour live listing marathon on Saturday morning to Sunday morning, and I wanted to do a dry run to make sure that I could do it on both platforms. And it looks like if you're watching on Facebook, you're not getting to do the live chat, but you know what? That is just fine. So you can always go over to, if you're watching on Facebook, you can come over to YouTube and do live chat. So if you're new and watching on Facebook, this is on a lot of reseller YouTube channels. They do a, what's called in general a what sold video. So what sold videos typically are people just walking around their inventory rooms or just sitting in front of a computer a lot of times, where they just hold up an item and be like, there's be a little thing in the corner there that says, hey, this thing sold for this much money. And then they pre-record everything, and then they edit all of it, and then they post that to YouTube, and sometimes tens of thousands of people watch those. That's a lot of editing to give information to people who might be interested in it. So I'm not doing those kind of videos on my channel. Instead, I'm doing just kind of live as I'm packing them, because I'm doing this work anyways. It's real time. People have questions about something I'm selling, they can just ask it in the chat here, and I think it's a lot more fun and interactive. So what I am doing is this here live. So every now and then I will put up like screenshots of the stuff that's sold, and let you guys show how I pack stuff, and then talk about other weird shenanigans as well. So that's it. And so it lets people see the kind of stuff that I'm selling, and if you do reselling stuff, or even if you don't, maybe it gives you some ideas about stuff that you can maybe see sometimes and find, and maybe get interested in reselling yourself. So because even if you do another job full time, you can make a lot of good money on the side doing this kind of stuff. So I'm just going to start out and start packing some stuff up. And usually I'll try to tell you guys where I got it, like what I paid for it, and then you can see kind of how I pack it up. We do have Buster Wiley's making an appearance on this particular video in the clam chair. Yeah, this chair is very popular. He likes to go wherever I am. Okay, so let's get started. First thing I'm selling, I sold. This came in. This is all this stuff is from the last 24 hours. So this is a vintage Gillette razor. This is called an Aristocrat. Hello, Hot Flip Heidi. How are you? This is an Aristocrat razor. These are roughly, I think, around like 1930s, 1940s. And I typically buy these. A lot of times I buy them just right off eBay. I buy them in lots. I look for ones that are in the worst condition, and then I clean them up. So this, I basically do like a multi-step cleaning process for these. I soak them in OxyClean first. Then I go through them with a toothbrush and get there's always like buildup of old gross soap. Sometimes I'll soak them in rubbing alcohol, go at them with a toothbrush, and then go in with literally a pin and like go in all the nooks and crannies and clean them out. Then I hit it with some Barkeeper's Friend, which is like shines them up real good. Brasso works great as well. And then I list them. So this I probably paid $2-3 for. It's not great condition. In better condition, it'd be like $70 or $80. But this one sold for $55, and I think I'm paying for shipping on this one. So this sold $55 free shipping. So hey, not bad money. Vintage razors. Who would have thunk it? I knew nothing about these things a year ago. This is something that I pretty much self-educated on. There's a lot of online resources. There's for many years there are date codes that are embossed on the bottom of these, and you can basically just date them with a letter and a number. And then the even nicer thing about these things is shipping them super easy. So it's just one square of bubble wrap, one little go at some shrink wrap. Since that didn't look too good, I'm just going to shove it in this plastic bag. That's that. Got a thank you card. And then throw it in a box. Nothing is going to happen to this thing in shipping. No risk of breakage, which is the kind of stuff I like to sell. So I really try to sell things that are small that I can sell at high prices like that. So $55 for just a vintage razor. And I can set my prices really high because if it's small like that, I have no problem waiting out the buyer. So look at that, done. So only costing me $4 to ship it. So eBay is going to take about 13% in fees off that $55. So, let's call that maybe, what, $9 plus my $4 shipping, plus we'll call it even $3 for cost. My net on that is, 30 something dollars. That's, 12 or 13 times my money. Can't beat that with a bat. Okay, coming up next. This is a Avon pen. I don't like Avon stuff. I definitely don't like Avon perfume. I don't like those stupid Avon perfume bottles. If you ever think of getting into reselling, I would advise you against those things. They may look cool. They may seem like a good idea. They are not a good idea. Do not deal with them, in my opinion. Hey, Blue Nose Flips, how you doing? So, that pin, but Avon pins, especially like the ones they give their employees as like rewards and stuff, those are usually going to be pretty good, especially like if you can find them pinned to a sash. In general, those like reward pins that companies give out can do pretty good. Even McDonald's ones, like I've seen some of those actually sell for pretty good money as well. Seems weird, but people buy it. There's collectors for everything. Disney employee pins can be insane money. Like for park employees. I don't like how I did this. Keep it back. Yeah, I mean, there's some decent native like Avon stuff out there. Like, there's definitely some of their products, the new in if you find it new in package, like, you know, I've sold a couple of like Avon brushes, and there's a few Avon perfumes that do well, but you know, there's not. I know a lot of people when they first try reselling, they like find a big load of Avon stuff and think they hit the jackpot. 99.9% of that stuff is completely not worth your time. Some of the pins, there's like some Christmas pins they did, and there's like pins that open up and have like lip balm in them. Even empty, those lip balm ones can do pretty well. I mean, I've sold quite a few Avon pins, but that's also because I just sell a lot of pins. That one I think I got out of a big lot I bought on Shop Goodwill for like, I don't know, nothing. Yeah, generally mass-produced crap. I got a lot of people. Hold on one second here. I need to mute this. And a lot of people on the Facebook side. So hello, Facebook side. Sorry you can't talk to us. So that sold for $11.95. I mean, it's not big money, but generally when I'm listing pins, I'm doing like, you know, a big load of pins all at once. So I'm, you know, creating them off a template, and it doesn't really take any time. So I can do like 40, 50 pins in a couple of hours, just because it's all I'm doing is putting in general measurements, you know, width and height, and then just templatizing the rest of it. It's 2 pictures, front and back. Goes really quick. And I've got orders still coming in. Okay, well, that one's going tomorrow. All right, I'm going to pull up some postcards. Give me just a second here while I get set up. So this, if it's your first time, if you're over on Facebook and you know me, this was not something I ever expected. to be 44 years old and selling postcards on the internet for profit. But I'm going to show you some of the ones that sold today. There's some pretty interesting ones. All right, got that. That's a postcard. That's a postcard. That's a postcard. That's a postcard. All right. And I usually like to show you guys what they are, and then I'll talk about them just for a sec, and then I'll pack them up. So share my screen. All right. So this was in a gallery I put out on my Facebook page recently. It's a linen postcard. Generally, these are called large letter for obvious reasons. They're pretty much when people think of postcards, this is what they think of, right? Hey, Ali Sue, thanks. Oh, hey, there is you're on Facebook. That did come through. That's cool. I'll talk about the 24 hours in a minute here, Flippin' Sports Guy. So yeah, this is like the classic postcard. So this one's Lake Tahoe. These are usually like you'll have like greetings from wherever, and each little window has a different letter is a window to a different scene. So that's Lake Tahoe. Not big money. I think this sold for $6.95, free shipping. So I make like $3 on it. Here's a post office, another linen postcard. So this is World War II era. Big base in California post office. So that one's kind of cool. Unique. Not a lot of those out there. That one sold for $8 plus shipping. Took an offer. This is cool. This is Chicago World's Fair, Century of Progress. I actually just bought this at the antique mall in Idaho that I just got back from. There's a whole bunch of stuff on my YouTube channel on that trip. Here's what's cool. This sold for this price right here, $1. And sold for $20 plus shipping. Sold the day I listed it, less than 24 hours. I generally, if I see World's Fair stuff, I'm going to buy it. This is an aerial photo. It's just a cool. You can even see this over here. This is like the Bavarian Village right in the middle. It's like a beer house they had at the thing. Why do I know that? Because I have another postcard of that. And then finally, this is the Tripler Army Hospital. This is like 1950s. You can probably sold either for the military connection or because of all the cool cars in the lot. You got a little Beetle here, and that might be a Metropolitan. So some cool stuff, and then you got the nurses all in white. So those are those. That one sold, I think, for $6.95 as well. So not huge money, but there is definitely one that, you know, when it sells for $20, and I bought it 3 days ago for $1. That's how I like to do it. There's one other one I missed though. Where is it? I think it's down here. I swear. Huh. It's really weird. I thought I had another one. Well, I guess I did. Did I imagine selling it? Did I dream about selling it? That's definitely possible. All right. So yes, this Saturday I am going to be live streaming listing on eBay for 24 hours. I did not lose a bet. Um, I've seen some other YouTubers do like 24-hour streams of various stuff, and there's some other YouTubers who do like live listing shows where they actually don't do any listing. So one, I think it will be just a fun challenge to do for myself. I want to see, one, can I do it for 24 hours? Two, how many can I do for 24 hours? Because I want to, if it goes well, I want to do it again. And I'd like to also like set a benchmark so I can do it again in the future. 1 second here. And be able to do some in the future for, maybe some charities or causes that so it is a bit of a proof of concept, but I'm also just, think it might be fun. Yeah, chat is definitely my very first live listing. I was also kind of glued to the chat. It was right when I was bringing my store over the 10,000 listings mark, and I figured I would probably be paying attention to chat a lot. So I set up my computer right in my line of sight, and then had a bunch of drafts done, and then just did pictures. And that worked okay. All right. So, shipping out some postcards here. This is really pretty simple. I think I do a little bit more than a lot of sellers do, though. Make a little postcard sandwich with 2 sheets of cardboard. Put it in that's a 45 RPM record sleeve. And I put a thank you card in there. Then I make these, print these off of my label machine, just in sheets, like that. And since it's only just sticky enough to keep these things closed, make a little, sandwich bag. And then that will go in a rigid photo mailer, like so. They are the cheapest thing you can mail, at always under 4 ounces. Just like that, it's out the door. You know what? I just remembered. I know where that other postcard, what the deal was. It sold on another platform. Sold on Hip Postcard, which all my postcards go and sell on that site as well. It automatically links up to my eBay, so works out well. So this postcard they paid a little bit more money for. So usually what I do on these, if they pay a little bit more money, is they go in that mailer, and I also put them in the bubble mailer, and they're still under 4 ounces. There we go. And then just so it doesn't slide around, and they know where they bought it. There you go. So this is the kind of stuff I like to sell. You can see kind of already, you know, it doesn't take up a lot of room. I can keep a deep inventory. It ships easily and quickly. I mean, we've been going here 27 minutes and I haven't flapping my app. And I've already got about half of my shipping. It's that easy. The postcards I buy all over the place. Sometimes I find them locally. Sometimes I find them like I did on the one, you know, in antique malls or Facebook Marketplace. I actually had one of my best scores off there. I buy them from estate auctions. I buy them from Shop Goodwill's online auction site. I buy them literally from all over the country. And I buy them in bulk. And then I sell them off one by one. It is a easy, repeatable business model that really applies to the vast majority of what I do. I sell a lot of records, which basically it's that same thing, buy in bulk, sell them one by one. Hello, Susanna, how are you? And Stephen Ancona, hello to you as well. So there you go. All right. I got to jump in the other room real quick and grab another postcard. Hello, Hunter Mars, and Fishing and Picking, and Flippin' Sports Guy. Why do the Eagles suck? Well, they're the worst band that's ever existed. I mean, have you ever seen a recent picture of Joe Walsh? Also, Hotel California. Hunter Mars, I have no idea how much it costs to get a film accurate Woody doll on eBay. I don't think they make completely film accurate ones because, you know, Woody dolls are inanimate, unlike in the movie. All right, so let me go grab that other postcard. I haven't even finished putting these away yet. I just listed them yesterday. And if you're interested in seeing these, there's a gallery on my Facebook page of all of them that sold, or all of them that I bought, I should say. this is the first of those. And I paid at that antique store for everything. Paid a little over $200 for everything that I got that day. This is the first postcard to sell, first thing to sell. I have this many listed. This one sold for $20. That's, you know, almost 10% of my money back. This one is my favorite postcard that I got out of that. Say Margaret Keane, obviously, but attributed to that dick. So there you go. All right, 1 second here. I need to make some more postcard bread. All right. So because a lot of what I sell, the value is relatively subjective, meaning it's going to be worth more to one person than many others, right? Like somebody who collects a Chicago World's Fair postcards, this postcard's going to be worth a lot to them because there's never been one like it to hit the market, from what I can tell. To me, meh. Oh, the note that under the Eagles suck, it says "So was red." It's just a little Shawshank Redemption joke. Hey, I'm busy right now, Buster. Oh, okay, the geography lesson. Let me finish packing this, and then I'll do my geography lesson. I was in the car too, so it's a little tough to do it sitting down. I'll do it standing up.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the shed. I'm Lonnie.
Well, I don't need to listen to Lonnie. All right. Yes, I will do the geography lesson. And I'll do. Oh, this is gonna be tough. I'll do all 50 states. Okay. how warm is it here? It's about how come that wasn't Commonwealth picker? Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Thanks for coming on. All right, so this is by request. This is the United States map. All right, now this came from you know how Michigan is always like, hey, I live here in Michigan, right? So I'm like, well, you can do that with pretty much any state, right? Why does it only get Michigan? And really, like Michigan, it's not even fair to be like, hey, here's Michigan, because you really have to be like this. You need both hands to do all of Michigan, so it's kind of BS. But so I might be doing this the wrong angle, right? Okay, no, you have to do this way. Nope, it's this way. There we go. All right. We want that. Yep, there we go. So there's Washington with the thumb, right? Peninsula, kind of coming up right there. We got Oregon tucks in underneath, and then you got California that comes up right there, right? Now Nevada, it's kind of, you got to kind of like do a little pointy thing right there for Nevada, right? And then you got Idaho. Idaho's got the finger. So if you're doing it right, you've got that with a thumb. There you got Oregon, and then you're going to have like somebody tucked in right there with your Idaho. Now Montana fits in right there like that next to Idaho. All right. Then of course you've got your blocky states. This one's easy. North Dakota, South Dakota, and then you got your Nebraska, right? And you kind of got to flip back around the other side here. Then you got your Oklahoma, right? Then right under Oklahoma, you got your Texas, right? Texas right there. And then you got your Arizona, sorry, New Mexico, your Arizona. Those are just big flat hands. And then once again, your California. All right, so let's go back to Texas, right? Then you've got Texas, you've got your little Louisiana here, and then you kind of got like three finger states, right? You got your Mississippi, you got your Alabama, and your Georgia, right? So they just kind of do that, right? Because when you're like, where do you live in Mississippi? And you're just like, well, I live like there in Mississippi, right? Where do you live in your Alabama? Well, I'm over here. All right, so then you've also, we can't forget, we also have Arkansas, which is just right there on top of Louisiana, okay? And then on top of that, you kind of do this, right? You got your Missouri, then your Idaho, or Iowa rather, and your Minnesota, right? Real easy. Next to that, you got your Wisconsin. Now, Illinois is a little weird one. It's kind of like pointy downy, like that, right? And then you got your wraparound Indiana. And again, just another, like, it's more like a knuckly fist for Ohio, right? Let's go back to Texas, right? Right, oh, other way. Texas, Louisiana, your three fingers down here. And then you've got America's wing, Florida. Florida just kind of dangles off of there. Dangles. You wanted northeast. Northeast was, we're over here on the northeast now, right? Because we were over here for Washington. So over here on the northeast. Then it's just like you have a bunch of little lines. You kind of just start putting them in there. You've got your like Maine way up here, Maine way up here, and everything else just kind of tucks in after that. The only one really that you got to worry about is New York, which is kind of like this, right? And underneath there, you got your Massachusetts, and then you've got next to your Massachusetts, it's just a bunch of fingers that goes all the way down again to Atlanta. Alaska and Hawaii. Alaska and Hawaii are pretty easy. Alaska, oops, sorry, is like that, and Hawaii is down here in the Pacific. It's just like this. There's Hawaii. There you go. There's the whole United States. There's Washington D.C. There's Delaware and Rhode Island. And this is Buster. He wants to say hello. Hey. There's our great union with my hands. What about Kentucky? I told you. It's just a bunch of these. This goes like that. That's your East Coast. Your East Coast is like New York, Massachusetts. If you want to do Kentucky, it's you got to make sure your knuckles are on top, and then you've got to do the West Virginia, kind of like links in right there. So you got Kentucky, and then sorry, not Kentucky, your Virginia and your West Virginia, and then Kentucky also links in the knuckles. If you really want to get crazy with it, you of course got your North Carolina is 2 fingers this way, your Tennessee is 2 fingers this way, right? You've got North Carolina because they link in. Actually, they do it that way, right? They're like finger bumping right there, all right. And then underneath those, then you've got your South Carolina and your Georgia, right? You've got your West Virginia here, right? And then you got to like sort of like wrap around it for Maryland. And Pennsylvania is again just a big old hand. And above that big old hand, right, it's this way, is your New York. There's your New York. New York is just the same as Texas, only flipped around and sideways. So now you can tell anyone in the country where you live. Puerto Rico and Guam are, here we go. Puerto Rico, Guam. Wait, where's Guam? There's Guam. Actually, technically, Guam's like way down here, right? There's Guam. Where do you live in Guam? I live there in Guam. Where do you live in Rhode Island? Right there. Where in Hawaii are you? Well, you know, I'm on the Big Island. Any questions? I know it's ridiculous. It's a stupid party trick. Feel free to steal it. Did I get Viking horns from Jen? I did not, although I did a YouTube video where I did all my shipping dressed up like that guy. I'm not sure if you saw, I had a Facebook post dressed up in it too. Because wherever you stand politically on that Capitol raid, we can all agree that that guy was freaking hilarious. All right, moving on. This is Super Mario Brothers 3, which I had in my basement, but has not been listed. So I need to make sure that becomes available to sell. What else do we have to ship out? All right, I have one other postcard. We'll do that later. This is a 45 RPM record. I'm going to let you guys hear what it is. It's going to sound familiar. Here we go. Oh, life could be a dream if I could take you up in paradise up above. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love, life could be a dream, sweetheart. Hello, hello again. Shaboom, and over the me again. There we go. All right, that's what's sold. Yeah, let's hope. If anyone watches this in the future, they'll be lucky because that right there is a copyright strike waiting to happen. Anyways, that's the Crew Cuts with Shaboom and Spoke Too Soon, 45 RPM, amazing condition, in the sleeve, sold for $29.95. My customer is paying shipping. I sell a lot of records. I don't know specifically where that one came from. One of probably the many, many, many collections I have bought and sold. How long have I had it? This was listed over the summer. So my guess is I probably got this one from, I bought a collection of 45s from a guy on Facebook Marketplace. So my best guess is it came from them. There's a lot of really good stuff in there too. So I'm probably like $1 into this. Took a while to sell, but you know, with that kind of margin, and since it takes up no space, who cares? I think I probably listed it at the top of the market on that too. So just because it was great condition. And thanks for joining in, Commonwealth Picker, if you're still on there, Kevin. Honestly, it could have been a 50-50 chance that to be on your channel or one of your channels. And thanks also, by the way, for being a good sport on that video I did a little while ago on your trip to the church sale. It's funny, I was at a antique mall in Idaho over the weekend, and I also saw one of those, the antique rotary phones, and I was like, I got all excited for a second, and then I went to go look, and it was a reproduction, and it cost $20. I was like, that serves me right. Okay, so let's see, we got some more records, which is normal. I sell a lot, but before I do that, let's do some funner stuff. I don't know about funner. I don't think these are funner. This is not a funner thing. It's a sealed copy of Metroid M for Nintendo Wii, which is kind of cool. I mean, this is a 10-year-old game and it's still sealed. Like, somebody might actually send this in to get it graded. It's sold for $25.95, free shipping. I think free shipping. Nope, they paid me for shipping. Nope, it was free shipping. I really am trying to get away from video games, but I just got a GameCube and a TurboGrafx 16 while I was in Idaho. I actually don't mind some of the older console systems. They're so much easier to test and clean, and I don't have to use a disc repair machine, which is the thing I hate. Mark Lacasse, I'm watching in the future. Hilarious. It's weird. Like, if I go in, Facebook, I see people's chats, right? if I go where I'm streaming from, I see some people's chats. And of course, if you're on YouTube, I see all of your chats. So I don't know, getting used to it. So Jen and Mark and anybody else watching on Facebook, if you're joining just now, I do have a YouTube channel. It's reseller related. I talk about resellery things, usually when I'm shipping them up, things that I buy, things that I sell, as I pack them up in real time. It is that it's not a class. It's just what I do. So I do this full time. I don't have another job. This is how I make my money. It's a lot more fun than the sales career that I used to have. I get to go treasure hunting all day, every day, and list things on the internet for sale. Sometimes at extreme profit. So it's fairly exciting. Selling a video game for 25 bucks is probably on the low end of the excitement scale for me, but as part of that process, you know, there's other people out there who do what I do. I like to share what I've learned. I've been doing it now on YouTube for about a year, and this is my first time doing it on Facebook as well, largely because I lacked the technology previously to be able to do so. And now that I have it, I figure I might as well do it. So my next thing I'm shipping, I'll show you guys in just a second. I need to make a board for this. That seems about right. It doesn't have to be exact because I'm just making a little rigidness for my thing that I'm shipping here. So this is the second one of these I've sold in 2 days. It's a lobby card for Planet of the Apes. This is one of those things they like put in theater lobbies, right? Kind of neat. I sold another one yesterday, also for Planet of the Apes. I've got a whole bunch of these. I bought them at a yard sale, like well over a year ago. And it also came. I also bought in the same lot a bunch of scripts, a bunch of promotional photographs. I've got a lot of other material for Planet of the Apes, posters. I got the newspaper from the later, a couple of copies of the newspaper from the later Planet of the Apes, and just been selling this stuff, you know, one at a time. So this year lobby card is going out for $34.95, and the buyer paid shipping. And I paid $40 for everything, and there was probably 40 or 50 photographs. There was a promotional photograph from the original release of Gone with the Wind that sold for over $100. So anything that I sell out of this is basically pure profit at this point. And I probably made $4,000 or $5,000 off that $40 at this point. Those are the kinds of purchases I miss. Like, it's the kind of stuff that almost only happens at a yard sale or garage sale, which That hasn't happened here in Washington. I haven't been to a yard sale in Washington coming up in April. It'll be almost 2 years in April. The last one I remember going to was actually October 2019. It was like the last yard sale. People were like, this is the last one of the season. This is like the last day we can have a yard sale. And I went to that, and that's the last like actual yard sale in Washington I went to. It was October 19th. I've been to a couple estate sales since then, but that's a different thing. Oh, chat got real quiet. Well, I know there's 8 of you at least on YouTube right now, so hello. All right, moving on. All right, got some records. And then we're done. How many of you out there knew that Vicki Lawrence had a prolific musical catalog outside of her comedic work on the Carol Burnett Show and other things? I had no idea she had one record out, let alone multiple, let alone many. And when I ran across the first one, I'm like, that can't be the same one. Like this does not look like it could be the same stuff. But nope, same Vicki Lawrence. Who'd have thought? I think I was talking on a live stream yesterday. You always hear like, yada yada yada. At age 40, they found a new career and ended up getting 2 Nobel Prizes by the time they were 50. I think that maybe that happened to Vicki Lawrence. All of her music looks very, very like very, how do I put this? Feminine. Very feminine. All right. Okay. So, anyone out there? I don't know if anyone out there grew up with like religious education. Did anybody else out there ever hear this record? The Purple Puzzle Tree. They definitely played this in some of my Catholic school stuff. Even though it's definitely, I think, more of like evangelical, that might not be correct. Saint Anthony. So this would actually, this was, if it's a saint, it would have been Catholic. So, yeah, no idea. So yeah, this Saturday, 6 a.m. Pacific to at least 6 a.m. Sunday Pacific, or until I can't go any longer. I will be listing live from this very room. Not sure how that's going to happen yet. Definitely going to need to bring in a comfy chair. I have to set up a little photo area. And I have to bring in my laptop and have to run some power, I think. And yeah, I'm going to just, more or less see how many I can do, while attempting to keep it relatively entertaining. No guarantees, though, of course. Buster, hey. What? You got a lot to say this morning. This is harder to do with one hand, Buster. What do you want? Want to go say hello to people? Show them your paws. Bless you. Okay. Okay, you gotta let me finish. Go get your treat. Here we go. And our last record. Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. Sealed, but there's some issues. It's got a tear in the shrink wrap, and then it looks like some moisture got in there at some point in this record's life. It's a sad, sad thing. Probably why it took. This is one of the first records I listed on eBay. It took like 2 years, over 2 years to sell. Maybe right about 2 years to sell. But it sold for $29.95 plus shipping. I mean, the thing is, whoever bought this, the record inside there is unplayed. So that's a good thing. How much they pay? Oh, we're good. Yeah. £2, 13, 1. All right, one more postcard and we're done. This is the one that sold on Hip Postcard. It's actually kind of a cool one. I really like this one. It's a linen This is Hopi Indians, Orland and Zella on the edge of the painted desert. I don't know if we're going to be able to do justice here. The colors are a lot more vibrant than you're seeing right now. Maybe I can do a share screen here real quick. Yeah, look at that. There we go. Very pretty colors, very cool card. I like this one. A lot of them out there, you know, I price competitively when it's a common card. But if it's common and there's good sell through, you know, I might go like $1 more than the normal. This one I think was pretty close to top of the mark, just because it was unused. So yeah, and that came out of a bunch of cards I bought from Goodwill auctions. I paid around $500 for around 1,500 cards. If I break it out to a price per card, you know, I'm roughly like 33 cents per postcard in there. However, I have sold enough postcards from that. Hey, BTT, how are you? I've sold enough postcards from that lot that I've made all of my money back now. So anything that sells out of there is pure profit. And I've only listed around 10% of them. So I've got work ahead of me still to do, but that's good work because now anything that sells from that purchase is 100% profit. And this number isn't correct anymore. There's been a few out of there, but my listing value on those is that. So I've still probably got $4,000 in total listing value already listed, and I've probably got, I don't know, maybe 1,000 more cards to list out of that. I actually just ordered a bunch more top loaders, so I had the protective gear to do that. It's crazy. I you know, when every time I go through 1,000 of the top loaders, I order more, and every time I look at my previous purchases, I'm going through 1,000 much quicker than the 1,000 before. That's a good thing. All right, put that there label. This one's going to Pennsylvania. Who has bought from me before. That's kind of cool. I didn't have to enter in any of her information. It was already just right there. And that is that. I did have one order come in, a 78 RPM record, Glenn Miller. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go do other stuff with my day. I'm not shipping that right now. So that's it. We're done. Order shipped. Time to carry that box out there for my kick-ass mail person to pick up. I again am going to be doing the live stream this Saturday, 6 a.m. for at least 24 hours. I'm going to be listing live on eBay. You can see that process. You know, it'll be interesting to see how far I can get. I've set some interesting rules, I think, so I'm not like listing all in one category. You know, not cheating. Really wanted to kind of set a benchmark to see, you know, set it so I can set goals in the future of how many can I do next time, or if somebody wants to come in and challenge me, or I think it would be cool. I'd love it if somebody came on and challenged me to a list off. That'd be great. So do that. Also, I do a live show with Thrifty Lobster and Just in Time Picking over on their channels on Friday evenings. So you can go check that out. That's a very informal sort of variety reseller show. Hey, old school picker, you're just in time. I'm signing off. But thank you very much for coming on. So yeah, this Saturday, 6 a.m. Pacific until I drop. So will be a long haul, but I think I can. I'm hoping I can get to 200 listings in 24 hours. We'll see if that's the case. But for now, I'm off. I got some other stuff I got to list and some other things to do, and hopefully we'll see at some point in that Saturday to Sunday 24 hours strained. If you're on YouTube, set your notifications. I do this all the time. If you're on Facebook, you'll probably see that anyways. I'm going to start streaming both platforms simultaneously from now on. But for now, everybody have a great day. We'll see you next time.